The following is a production of cprundown.com. The views and opinions expressed by the hosts of this podcast are those of the individual and not of any affiliated companies. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rundown on Fun, a weekly podcast covering the Six Flags Entertainment Corporation, the amusement industry, and everything to do with fun. Here are your hosts, Carson Anderson, Evan Schultz, and Kyle Hu.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Rundown on Fun, a weekly podcast where we cover the Six Flags Entertainment Corporation, Cedar Point, and everything to do with fun. Boom. For not being here for a couple weeks, I think I did a pretty good job on that one.
Man, you just like butter, It's crazy. I love it. I know, I know we were supposed to.
I was looking at Universal, and I'm like,
I don't know exactly what
I'm
happened.
looking at
think,
our group chat.
Time just
and it was like,
by, and then by the time it was
it just went radio silent, and I'm like, well, guess nothing happened there.
I think Kyle got too excited with his new kitten that he's got. That
yeah.
He got
What's the cat's name? What's the cat's name?
Mako. Nice.
That's the best name.
I'm not gonna lie. I think the best thing that if you're not friends with Kyle on social media, I'm so sorry, but being friends with Kyle on social media is really fun. So he posts pictures of like Mako or whatever, and like it's got a little he's got a bow tie on, and it's the cutest thing ever. I swear to God, I love it. Makes my day.
Very, very typical content here at the Rundown on Fun.
Yeah. But that's where the CP Rundown credit card ended up. Fun and Mako
on a new litter robot.
Yeah, right. Well, anyway, we've got some stuff to talk about for sure. We were going to talk a little bit about last week, but obviously we didn't record. Evan, you were down in Florida. Kyle, You're still down in Florida, but let's just jump right in. So we are recording on Thursday, and so tomorrow, because Kyle's going to be awesome and get this episode up tonight so that you'll be able to listen to it. Anyway, come hang out with us. We're doing another ride takeover. I know it's like a broken record, but everyone seems to like it, and we keep getting different people at these ride takeovers. If anyone's like, what's the ride takeover? Really, it's just, we meet up at a certain amount of time, and then we gather everybody around and stuff, and we wait, and then we just go get in the regular line, and we just hang out, we chill, we talk, and we just have a good time, a good vibe, and we ride the ride, the coaster, or throw a ride.
And watch the poor grouper have a panic attack when you walk up there with a group of 20.
Right, yeah. So we did it with Millennium and stuff and everything a few weeks ago. That was fun. Like we had 9 or 10, something like that. That one was that was really cool.
Well, I think for Top Thrill 2 tomorrow, you might get a bigger crowd.
Yeah. So
people are nerds about that.
So if you want to join, or if you and your friend, or somebody that's going to be at Cedar Point, feel free to share this information with them that we are going to be doing a ride takeover, and it's going to be Top Thrill 2. And we are meeting at the grandstands on the freestyle side, where you get a drink and stuff, right around in that area at 9:40 p.m. We're going to do it right around 9:40, probably give it a few minutes and stuff. And then we're going to walk over as a group. We're all going to get lockers and then get in the line right before closing at 10 p.m. So feel free. Evan, I think you're going to be there. I think I'm going to be there, and we posted on Facebook and stuff. It sounds like a bunch of people are going to come, so definitely come on out. It's going to be fun, and ride Top Thrill 2 at night, because I think it's better at night. Maybe some people will argue with me on that. It's cool because you could be up on the spike tower and everything, and then you look over and you could just see. And also on the top hat too, but you could just see the park all lit up at night and everything like that. So 9:40 p.m. we're meeting over there, right on the side where the grandstands is, over by the freestyle, and come hang out with us. So really, hope that we get a big show. I want us to be do we've got 20, and they're like, whoa, where are we gonna put all these people? So
Well,
kind of
it is my first time doing one this year.
Yeah.
So I think that's what will really bring people out. To be honest with you.
Come meet us. We don't bite. You can come ask us questions or take a picture with us, and I mean, yeah, it'll be cool to see everybody. But anyway, moving on, Evan, we've got some hot news that we haven't been able to talk about since we were we took a week off and everything, and we took the wrong week off, I think, because
well, there was a lot of discourse about this news, so maybe we let it simmer down enough. And
I think so too, because I was like, whoa,
there's a
lot of like digested stuff and everything. So I'm like, okay, I can see, like we were talking before we started recording, like there's both ends of the spectrum. Evan, do you want to clue us in on what's going on for Halloween stuff?
Yeah. Well, first, I'm just going to say what's going on. I have a lot of thoughts. I think you guys do too. But I'm just going to say what the situation is, and then we can get into it.
Yeah.
Well, so the only thing that's new this year is they're bringing not only to Cedar Point, but to a few different parks, Kings Island, Canada's Wonderland, Carowinds maybe, an interactive experience, we'll say. Interactive small group experience is what it says, through iconic scenes of the Conjuring universe, which, if you don't know, is a very, 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 I don't know how you wouldn't know. It's a very, very popular horror movie franchise. It's phenomenal. I think the final movie's coming out like in the next month or two. It's very iconic, very much loved. And Cedar Point, we think it's going in Town Hall's building, is bringing Conjuring to Beyond Fear. It's like I said, it's an interactive small group experience. It's an upcharge. It was always advertised as an upcharge, even when they kind of teased it. It's as low as I think $15. I don't know if that price changes as days go. So that's a thing, and it is limited tickets. Let me make sure that you don't have to pay more if you go on Saturdays. It's $25. So there you go. But then the other new thing this year is similar to how the OG Six Flags parks always have done, and I'm emphasizing they've always done this, is you will now have to, on top of your admission, whether that's a pass or a day ticket, pay an extra upcharge to go into the haunted mazes. That is only the indoor haunts, such as Erie Estate, wow, my mind just completely blanked. Slaughterhouse, stuff like that, and Cornstalkers, when Cornstalkers is open. You will not have to pay to go through, say, Blood on the Bayou, Clowns, Tombstone Territory, Blood on the Bayou. It starts at $10 on Thursdays and Sundays. On Fridays, it's $20, and Saturdays, it's $30. Then there's also, and I can't understand why they called it Express Pass, but the Haunted Attraction Express Pass, guys, Universal already uses that, but okay, which starts at $50, and it's exactly like it sounds. It's an Express Pass, Fast Lane, Fright Lane, whatever you want to call it. It's $50 on Thursdays and Sundays, and it is $55 on Fridays and $70 on Saturdays. That is, like I said, Fast Lane, and you get access to Conjuring. So that's cool.
That is cool, because I mean, Conjuring's gonna be like what, $15-20 or so, and then
depending on the day. So it's nice you get the automatic. And then for you season pass holders that want to go through the haunted houses every single time you're there, or more frequently, there is a all season haunted attractions Express Pass add-on to your pass. So anybody who buys this gets Express Pass and includes a single entry to Conjuring each night you're there with your season pass. As we record this, that is $99.
You get the Conjuring, you get
and
the
Express.
I thought
every
you get
visit.
Conjuring. I thought you get one visit to the Conjuring.
Includes single entry to the Conjuring each night.
Oh, I'm glad I bought that. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah. If we would have recorded last week, we would have told you this was $60, but they upped the price similar to how they do season passes as the season goes on. They up the price as we get closer and closer to the season, the haunt season beginning. There's also going to be interactive lanterns again this year, just like last year, and those will be $48. So,
and then there's also going to be the Nobu necklaces too, if anyone's afraid of that. Which is kind of cool. And then I think really quick, at least I was watching the Jeffrey Siebert talking about announcements at Six Flags Fiesta Texas when they did like a live stream, I think this past weekend or something. They said something about, I believe he said something about how the interactive, like the lanterns and stuff, I remember how they used to kind of be a little wonky through the haunted houses or whatever, haunted mazes, whatever you want to call them. I believe this year, don't quote me on it, it's just what I heard, I don't think that they're going to be working in like the haunted houses or in the haunted mazes. I think it's just going to be like for shows and for stuff on the Midway and whatever. It was kind of, I don't know.
It didn't really work in the houses anyways.
Yeah. And plus it was like really bright if they're trying to make like a really dark environment and stuff and everything. And it was kind of like throwing everything off. So I can kind of understand that.
And I think some scare actors were under the impression that those weren't allowed for whatever reason, just because it's a light and they were telling people to turn them off. And it's like, no, we bought these for, okay.
And everybody's playing tag and so anyway,
So obviously this is the first time Cedar Point has done this, and Kings Island's doing it too. Dorney Park's doing it too. Everybody's charging an upcharge for their mazes now. I have a lot of thoughts, and I see both sides of the story. Island, do you want me to just jump right in? I guess I will.
Yeah.
So looking at it from Cedar Point's side, or I'm not even going to say Cedar Point because this is so clearly a corporate decision. It's financially, it makes sense, right? There's no overhead cost with this. This does not cost Cedar Point or any of the parks it's at any money to do this extra, ticket, we'll say. So everybody that buys this is pure profit, which is close to $1 million on a busy Saturday. Just kind of saying there's roughly 50,000 people there. If 30,000 people buy it, that's $900,000 if everybody only buys the haunted attraction pass, not the express pass, not Conjuring.
That's insane to think about.
That's a lot of money.
Wow. I didn't even.
Pure profit.
That's a lot of money on the table for sure.
Pure profit. On top of Six Flags has always done this. And believe me, it's plenty busy there. And I'm going to say this as nice as possible. Their houses aren't that good. And people still buy the passes. They still go through the houses. They still wait in hours long lines to go through these houses. So from a money standpoint, why the hell not?
Yeah.
I know it's annoying for those of us who have been there and all that, but it, unfortunately, in the world we live in, it's not just Cedar Point. It's not just Six Flags. It's not, it's a lot of theme parks. It's a lot of themed attractions in general. It's sports events. It's concerts. A lot of stuff is an upcharge. And unfortunately, we can't just expect Cedar Point to rise above that, I guess. Yeah. If there's money to be made, they're going to make the money. And I'm not saying that this is going to pay for a new coaster, but stuff like this does go, probably, I would hope, goes back into the park in one way or another. My other thoughts, though, and I'm not going to, I can't sit here and just glaze the park and act like everything is hunky-dory. If you're going to charge, and I get it, this year, it was probably a very last-minute decision from corporate, like 2 weeks ago, or whatever, whenever they announced this, that, hey, we're going to charge for our haunted attractions this year. This was not something that's been planned. But going forward, if you're going to charge for your houses, one, they better be damn good. And, they're only as good as the actors that are in them. There's not a whole lot Cedar Point can do, but maybe we need to focus on hiring some better talent. Just saying. Two, if you're going to charge for houses, they better be new experiences every year. I can't go through Freak Show again. I can't. I've been through it 30 times and it's the exact same. I worked in Erie State, and it's still the same as when I worked in there. It got to give me new experiences, because to that point, when Conjuring was announced or was hinted, and we kind of had heard through the grapevine what it would be, I was like, cool. Even though it's an upcharge, it's something new, it's something different. I will happily pay that. So Cedar Point comes to us next year and says, hey, we're getting rid of Slaughterhouse, Erie Estate, and Freak Show, but we're adding this, and this that are completely different and new. Hell yeah, I'll spend the $30 on a Saturday and go check it out.
Yeah.
So if you want the pass holders to be happy, that's what's got to happen. Otherwise, just spitting out the same content year after 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 year. Come on, guys. This goes for Kings Island. This goes probably for Carowinds. This goes for probably all of the parks, even the Six Flags parks that have been charging.
Yeah.
You gotta add variety, because the GP that come once a year probably don't even remember going through Erie Estate. They probably don't. But anybody who pays any bit of attention is going to get really sick and tired of this, and they're not going to keep paying. Maybe this year, not going forward. If they come out next year and they roll out the same exact mazes and the same exact not scary experience, then come on. What are we doing? That's my 2 cents.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll talk about a little bit what you said in just a
I need
second.
a drink of water.
You're good. My thinking is, number one, when they released season passes, they should have said, oh, hey, by the way, we're going to start charging for haunts.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
and have it be out front, instead of like, it looked a little weird when they like release season passes. Everybody's like, oh wow, they're super cheap and super
All the weekends is included.
all excited and everything, and then all of a sudden, it was like, oh, you don't get the haunted mazes onto that,
and that's dirty. That's dirty. Like, they knew what they were doing, and I'm not blaming Cedar Point. I'm not blaming a single soul at Cedar Point. I'm blaming corporate. That was dirty. They should have said up front that that you need to buy this add-on to include haunt, that this does not include the mazes, instead of just saying, yeah, it includes Halloween weekends. Right. And not even say anything about but really only admission to the rides during Halloween weekend.
although the thing is, though, is you have to think about it too, though. I mean, the pass is pretty, like, everyone was like, oh my gosh, why is the pass so cheap? Okay, just think that they just got rid of the haunted mazes on that pass. So really, you just have to make up for that. $60, $70, $80, $100, whatever. You just got to make up for that. So you buy the gold pass, you've got 40 brand new Six Flags parks that you can go check out next year. That includes parking, whatever. Spend another $100, add the haunted attraction pass or whatever they're calling it, and then you can go check that out. They
should have been upfront.
But they should have, yeah. And then maybe like what you said, maybe it did come out super crazy last minute, and they were like, well,
Tony and the rest of the PR team was like, God, son of a gun.
Yeah. So then we're like, okay. And then, and then also, though, it is, I mean, like, you can't, I don't know. Like, I know, like, a pass, and you will always think that, oh my gosh, it's included with everything. You shouldn't always think that my pass gets me A, B, C, and D, to where it's like, it's subject to change. Everyone's like, well, wait, what? It's subject to change. Everything's subject to change. Like, they put it right there in their terms and conditions, subject to change. They can do whatever they want. They can close the park if they wanted to. They can open the park if they wanted. They could add Winterfest. Who knows? It'd be like, oh, hey, by the way, all that money that we made from the haunt, oh, hey, there's a little trickle down Winterfest coming to Cedar Point. Just saying. I'm not saying that that's happening, but I'm just saying. And then also,
I want it to happen, not on Lake Erie.
And then also, I could also see, like, I know when I talked to Jason McClure years and years ago, I'm not going to say the number, but he said that they make really good money on the fast lane, and I was surprised he shared it with me.
Well, there's no overhead cost.
Right, exactly. So the thing is, though, is I'm thinking maybe, hopefully, that next year when we go into this, obviously people will be ready to, expect whatever's going to be expecting, for the 2027 pass. And it'll be like, okay, so I need A, B, C, and D. Okay, cool. I'm ready to go with that. and then maybe they bundle it or something, as in like, okay, you can buy a prestige pass with the haunted attraction or the haunted mazes and whatever else. And then the thing is I'm wondering if all of the money that is raised for the fall that everyone that is buying all these passes and to do the experiences of the haunted mazes, I wonder if all of that money might be earmarked, or at least some of the money might be earmarked for brand new haunted houses that are going to come in 2026. They'll be like, oh, hey, by the way, for the fall, we've got 3 brand new houses, hopefully, and something like that.
If they're making $1 million in pure profit every Saturday off of this, then you know what? I expect $1 million to go back into these houses. Like, I can't in good conscience sit here and think this is fine when you're spitting out the same exact experience every single year. And I can't even say, well, Conjuring's new, because that's a separate charge anyways. Like that, it's not, but it doesn't count.
I also do think, though, because I know Tony was on a few articles and said that it's pretty much they're trying, like, when you go on that Saturday, Evan, that the lines are going to be balls busy. Balls busy. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be able to ride a few coasters. And then literally I'm going to be able to do like 2 haunted houses. And that's pretty much it. I think they're trying to dub down the crazy lines to where they close those lines for the haunted mazes and stuff. And they're like, so maybe if we put some money towards it, or put it on it, or whatever,
an
upcharge to where it'll dub down those lines just to like a little bit, and it won't be as bad. And like I said, it'll be a more of a better guest experience and more everything else. And then also one quick thing I want to add is, I know that Six Flags as a whole, they're trying to mold themselves into a giant ball of just everything is the same. Like, for instance, the legacy Six Flags parks are going to have Fast Lane next year. They're not going to have the Quick Queue or whatever it was called.
Flash Pass.
Sorry, yes. And then same thing with like the meal plan. Like, they're not going to have like whatever Six Flags meal plan was. They're going to have the Cedar Fair legacy meal plan in place. And then same thing with what else? There was
drink plans.
Yes, the drink plans. They're going to actually, Six Flags, you don't have to carry around the souvenir cup or anything anymore. You can finally have a paper cup and throw it away, and then 15 minutes later, get a new one. Like, you don't have to worry about that.
Stupid plastic cups. I hate
they're
those.
trying to mold all of these parks into one entity, not, the Six Flags parks over there, they do this way. And then these Six Flags over on the East Coast, they don't do it this way. They do it a different way. So they're all one company. So they're all like, Six Flags parks already charged. We're going to charge, whatever.
And they see it works at those parks.
Exactly. And they see it works. Now, who's to say that if it completely flops? I mean, I can see the park or either parks or Six Flags chain or whatever doing a 180 and being like, oh my gosh, we're so sorry. Here's a free Fast Lane on the house if you're a pass member, and making things right. It's so easy to make something right with them. They've got so many tools in the tool belt, and be like, here's so that's what I'm thinking.
Bet you right here, right now in this recording that, as at least as prestige holders, you and I, at some point this year, during this Halloween weekend season, we're gonna get added to our season passes, like at least a one free trip through a haunted house, guaranteed. Yeah. Almost can guarantee.
That could be like a perk. They could be a pass perk of if you visited 2 times or 3 times, you get a free haunted house or haunted maze attraction or something. So, I can definitely see that.
Something else I said. Well, I'm going to back up a little bit. Your point about the lines, roller coaster lines, and maybe this will lessen the haunt lines. I'm going to point out something though. I think a lot of people are going to come to the park that don't know that this exists. A lot of GP. They aren't going to buy it because people are cheap. People are very cheap. You got people that go to the park and then act like they can't spend $4 on it.
I don't know though. Maybe at different parks, but I think the Cedar Point Park, especially it's like a resort park. I feel like that.
Well, even still, if this has the desired effect that Cedar Point's going for and Six Flags is going for, where the haunted mazes don't have this big of a line, those people are still going to be in the park. Where are they going to go? In
Right.
line for the roller coasters.
Yeah.
So that
Also,
hurts, I think.
Who also says that the park doesn't have something up their sleeve to where they'll be like, oh, by the way, if you buy a Fastlane Plus wristband, by the way, you get a haunted attractions pass that includes all of it. Like, there's so many things that they could do. I think that everyone is looking at Six Flags with it's just like what we dealt with Top Thrill 2. Anything a fart and they're like, whoa, something's wrong with Top Thrill 2. It's closing for the rest of everything. And just like, whoa, just calm down. We need to have the fall start to happen. We need to see how everything starts rolling out. And I'm sure there'll be a little bumps in the road, and I'm sure that they're gonna like pivot and navigate and make everything right. And everyone just needs to take the magnifying glass just a little bit off of Six Flags, breathe a little, and just experience fall, have a fun time. If you don't want to do the haunted houses, don't do the haunted houses and ride the coasters like Evan said.
And I mean, let's be honest, if Tony puts it best when people complain that they close rides. And I could think of Wicked Twister specifically. People complained that ride closed, and Tony said, well, people vote with their feet. Yeah. Wicked Twister didn't have ridership, so they closed it. Simple as that. So people, if you're really this upset about it, vote with your feet. Don't sit around right now complaining on social media that, oh my God, Six Flags shouldn't be charging for haunt. Yep. And then still you're on Cedar Point's website right now buying your Haunted Attractions Express Pass. Don't do that. If you're really that upset, don't go. Don't go. Because if Cedar Point sees that their haunted houses don't have lines and nobody's buying these passes and they're making,
and there's like 50,000 people in the park.
Yeah. And they're only making like $50,000 on these Haunted Attractions passes, which is, I guarantee, way less than what they're expecting. Then they're going to be like, maybe people don't like this. We shouldn't do it.
And they'll pivot. Exactly. Because it's not like set in stone. It's not like, oh my gosh, it's like that for the rest of my life. Like they'll look at it. They'll look in the mirror and they'll be like, all right, this didn't work or this worked. And then, go forward.
But if none of you guys have signs, and you sit here and you're complaining about it, but then your happy asses are still buying these passes are and are in line for these houses, then that's going to send Cedar Point a signal that it's okay to keep charging. Yeah. So let's just.
I was going to say, if you want to buy your pass or haunted attraction pass, I know all of the passes are going up September 2nd, so make sure you buy your pass, and you can buy your haunted attraction pass add-on. That's what I did. And I mean, we don't know what the stopping price is going to be for that. Supply and demand. There might be a lot of demand and we don't even see it. And the park is like, hey, y'all, wait till the fall. Wait till the fall. the lines are going to be real long. But yeah, who knows? But Kyle, I know you're used to HHN and everything, but Kyle is on the phone, so he can't answer that.
This is awkward. Well, I will make a point though about HHN that since you brought it up, for us, for those of us that go to HHN early in the season, that really hurt. That gives Cedar Point such an unfair disadvantage right off the bat. Because we can't expect Cedar Point to put that kind of production into haunted houses. Like, we just can't. They're not Universal Studios. So when you and I go to Halloween Horror Nights on Labor Day weekend or the weekend after, or I think you're the weekend after me, which is actually Cedar Point's haunt opening weekend, but still, you're going to go to HHN before you go through any of the Cedar Point stuff. It's just like, I don't care what Cedar Point does. It could be the best Cedar Point house ever. It ain't going to touch anything at Horror Nights. And it's just like, damn. So we kind of like ruin ourselves right off the bat.
But maybe, I don't know. Maybe they've got some things like up their sleeve, and then, hopefully maybe next year or something like that, it'll be like, oh, hey, brand new 2 or 3 haunted houses. But speaking of brand new, Evan, Six Flags Over Texas is going to be getting a Giga dive coaster, right? Or at least something like that.
Yeah, no, that's that part's already confirmed.
So they announced what is it? They announce a
They announced an announcement.
Ooh, what is
They announced an announcement.
What did they announce?
So with that weekend event that you were talking about with Jeffrey Siebert,
Yes.
he's very famously the general manager of Six Flags Fiesta Texas, but recently he also started running over Texas as well. So during they do like a kind of like a fan fest thing every year. He also talked about Six Flags over Texas, and part of that was that they put out a teaser video again for the ride that's already confirmed to be a Giga Dive coaster. That's already been talked about. I think that was part of the announcements back in like August of last year. So they post a video that says, "You think you know the whole story, but there is more to tell." And then it just shows the date, September 25th, 2025, and hashtag Six Flags Over Texas 2026, hashtag drop the gate. So
Exciting.
Yeah.
If
We
that's
already
a
know it's a
Giga
Giga Dive.
Dive, like that'll
Oof.
be
That's going to be something.
insane. I think Kyle, I think we've got Kyle back. What is your thoughts on Cedar Point, and also I guess the Six Flags brand deciding to start charging for the haunted attraction, since you're down there for HHN and all that fun stuff?
Yeah, I mean, down here in my neck of the woods, we got Halloween Horror Nights, we got Howl-O-Scream SeaWorld, Howl-O-Scream Busch Gardens, Mickey's Very Not So Scary Halloween Party. Everything.
You almost said
everything's
Very
an
Merry
extra
Christmas
ticket.
or whatever.
Yeah, everything's an extra ticket down here, but it's not like you still get into the park and then you get nickel and dimed for the houses. You leave the park, and if you want to come back in, you got to buy another ticket.
Okay.
So most of these, I mean, you can get into like SeaWorld and Busch Gardens, their Howl-O-Scream for like $50 depending on the night. Halloween Horror Nights can be anywhere from like $75 to like $400 for a night, depending on your add-ons and everything. And Mickey's Not So Scary is like $175. So in the grand scheme of things, I mean, $10 here or there, once a night to do the core mazes, that's really not that bad, right? But I think what rubs me the wrong way about this whole situation is we're paying for the same houses that we've had for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where a lot of everybody's frustration is coming from. Like, hey, you know what was said to the consumer was, in order, these are premium experiences, and in order to, step up our game and be sure that we're delivering the best scares, it now is an upcharge. But why were these same mazes that we've had for the last 10 years not an upcharge the other 9?
Mm-hmm.
That's
like
the
what's
kicker.
different kind of thing.
What's different? Nothing's going to be different this year. I'll tell you that much. Hopefully. I don't know. I haven't been to Hollow Weekends in a few years. Maybe I'm just being old and crabby. But
No, nothing's changed.
But yeah, Evan, I know earlier you said that Erie Estates is probably still the same from when you worked in it. Hell, it's probably still the same from when I worked in it, and that was 2018.
Probably. Like, don't you think that this conversation would be different if even like a month ago they said, "Hey, we have these 3 new houses replacing these 3 old houses," and then a couple weeks later they're like, "Oh, by the way, we're charging for them." Don't you think this conversation would be a little different?
If that was a situation, I don't really feel like many people at all would be that upset. It'd be like, oh, well, what's $10 if we get 3 new houses?
Yeah.
So I guess
see that.
I guess you kind of, what are you gonna do? You kind of got to give them a pass this year, because I'm sure if you sit down with Cedar Point and Legacy Cedar Fair leadership, I'm sure they don't want to charge for houses, but I'm sure they were told 6 months ago, hey, by the way, you're charging for houses this year.
Yeah.
So
And they're like, wait, are we getting any new houses? And they're like, no.
No, not the budget.
yeah,
But this doesn't. Yeah.
events like this, you pretty much, if you're within park operations or entertainment or anything, you pretty much have the next lineup set a year ahead of time. at least at the parks that I've been at. So, I guess you get a pass for this year because last year when you planned these, you didn't know that you were going to be charging.
Yeah.
But I think the tone next year is going to be a lot different if there's still no new houses.
My question is to you guys is, do you think that the Legacy or even just the Six Flags brand itself, do you think they're going to stop? Like they're going to be like, hey, by the way, you're going to have to buy a separate ticket from or have like a season pass or something to attend in the fall? Or do you think that they're going to...
I thought a couple parks in the chain already did that.
I think Knott's does it, right?
Knott's used to.
Carowinds Wonderland did.
Carowinds used to. Wonderland used to. I want to say Magic Mountain did too.
Okay.
Very possibly, but I also think that they've stopped doing that.
Yeah, all of them have at this point.
Or maybe they do like what Universal does, like have the park open till 5. Okay, bye-bye. See you later. You that was your day, and now you have to come back with another separate ticket.
I know Carowinds did that for a fact.
But in Kyle's respect, you can't just, spend or say you got to buy a $50 ticket and have everything be completely... I mean, I guess you can because you're going to get scared no matter what. I mean, it is what it is on that. Maybe we're a little more, like we're not, because we're used to Halloween Horror Nights and things being new and stuff. But like, yeah, I would definitely agree that you would want to have something new and shiny to say, hey, come check out, I don't know, the Saw. I mean, whatever.
I'm not even saying that, you have to get 5 new houses every year. I mean, I'm just trying to think,
give me something
in my
new.
neck of the woods. The closest experience I have to a Six Flags level haunt in town is at SeaWorld. It's at SeaWorld's Howl-O-Scream. Comparable number of houses, comparable number of zones, shows, everything. This is their 5th year at SeaWorld doing this. And there's no houses left from opening year. And last year, there were no houses left for opening year. Last year at SeaWorld, we got 3 of our 5 houses were brand new for the year. So what's that? 60%? Yeah, 60%.
Yeah, good math.
Yeah. This year, 4 of the houses are brand new.
Oh my God.
I mean, I'm not saying you need to have all 5 new every year, but at least 2 or 3. You know? Just, I mean, any house that's like 5 years old or older, cut it.
It starts to get a little tiring. And
what Midnight and Bloodbath are like 3 years old ish, but Freak Show, Slaughter, and Erie Estate, those are like at least 10 years old.
At least give it a new name and some new props, and
Erie Estate has to be like 15 years old at this point. Like I think Erie's pushing.
Yeah, I think Erie Estate happened in like 2012.
Like it's a tired design. I would definitely agree, and it's like,
make it like Beckling's Scary Estate or something, and just redo everything inside for the love of God.
Well, hopefully all this money that they make on these passes and the attraction thing or whatever.
Maybe they will.
Maybe it will. It'll be interesting to definitely see and definitely watch for sure. But anyway, Kyle, today there was a huge spoiler announcement, teaser.
Yeah, not really.
Kings Island just dropped something. Kyle, you want to talk a little bit more about that? Because I know you were jazzed up and excited.
Yeah. Did any of you talk last week? Or whenever you recorded?
No, Boo Blasters is closing.
Yeah. By the way, Boo Blasters is closing like soon.
Like September 1st, right?
Yeah. Something like that. Like soon.
Like very, very soon.
We're really good at breaking news here, guys.
Sorry. Yeah.
Like if you're just learning about this on our show, God help you, go get there and ride it, because like you might have already missed it.
Maybe open your phone a couple times a day or something.
But
it's been all over Facebook and group pages and.
Yeah.
Anyway, Kings Island posted a little teaser video today of a maintenance guy with a flashlight, kind of walking around, kind of spooky noises. Oh, there's something over there. Middle of the night security, and he stops right in front of the piano, which is which is where the Maestro from Phantom Theater sits. So everybody's kind of thinking that this might spell a return for the Phantom Theater, which was the beloved dark ride that was housed in the building before Boo Blasters. I, for one, would be all for this. I never did Phantom Theater as a child, but I loved the Phantom Theater show that they had at Kings Island in 2022. Oh my God. I saw that show like 15 times.
I think you were like not living up here, or were you living up here?
That was my last summer in Ohio.
And you were like, hey, you want to go to Kings Island like every weekend? Like, you want to go check that out?
That show.
Yeah, that summer I actually visited Kings Island more than I did Cedar Point.
Nice. Okay.
And Phantom Theater had a lot to do with that.
Between Phantom Theater and their firework and drone show, that was a good summer at Kings Island. And we had just
fireworks in 50.
Yeah, and we had just come off the 150th 2021 season at Cedar Point, so I was good. Yeah. I was good for Cedar Point for a while.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the main rumor here is that Phantom Theater will be coming back, which I think is pretty believable. Most people you talk to are like, "Oh, bring Phantom Theater back. It was my favorite as I was a kid." And seems like it would be a relatively easy and somewhat cheap refurb of that ride. And I don't know what else you'd put there. It's so small right in the middle of their kids area. But at the end of this teaser is kind of what's getting people going. There is another maintenance guy, and he's like, "Did you hear that?" And then the camera cuts to a new scene, and he's in the Crypt building, which was the old Who's Topspin or Giant Topspin, whatever the model name was. Yeah.
Indiana Jones and Crypt. Yeah.
So now it's kind of like, oh, we haven't gotten anything at Kings Island in a while besides Planet Snoopy.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a double year for us.
It has been. It's been since 2020 since they built Orion.
Yep.
That's been since. Well, I'm sorry. They did add the Snoopy.
Well, yeah, that's why I said like besides Camp Snoopy, because they did get the Snoopy's Runaway Railway or whatever
it's called.
Soapbox
Racers.
Soapbox Racers. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The railway, that's the one at Canada's Wonderland.
Yes. But yeah, I don't know. That could be interesting.
Well, when these parks, or I guess it was Six Flags, put out that press release around this time last year saying what certain parks were getting, but they were vague about it. Kings Island was slated to get a family thrill ride. Maybe now they are getting a family thrill ride and a family dark ride.
Right. So,
and
Kyle,
maybe we're going to get something in the Crypt building.
Would you keep like the guns and shooting things and everything if it was Phantom Theater, or would you like just kind of theme it to have it be almost like just a dark ride that you don't have to worry about shooting anything?
If you're asking me what I would rather see, I'd rather it be just a dark ride where you don't have to shoot at anything. Because my biggest complaint with Boo Blasters is I feel like every time I ride it, either my gun's broken or the target that I'm shooting at is broken. Just I don't need to have a gun. I don't need to be doing anything. Just tell me a fun story and take me through a spooky scene. That's all I need.
Okay. Give me a Haunted Mansion 2.0, basically. Yep.
Really, really quick. It's not in our notes or anything. There's a lot of rumors going around. Do you guys think the Cedar Fair / the Legacy Cedar Fair parks will drop Snoopy this year, or do you think that?
No.
I'm gonna say yes. I do.
Ooh. Okay. I want to know what's your reasoning.
I heard that the license expires this year. Am I correct in assuming that?
I heard through rumor
next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So either
sometime soon,
either this year or next year. The Six Flags contract for Looney Tunes or whatever their property is, I heard that is good until like 2050. We don't need 2 kids areas, and it would be a heck of a lot easier to peel the stickers off of Camp Snoopy versus peel the stickers off of Looney Tunes in DC. Most of the Camp Snoopy things are like rustic or generic that you could slap another sticker on it and it'd be good to go. But the other way around, making everything Looney Tunes over to Snoopy, it's a heck of a lot harder.
That is, I never even thought of
and Looney Tunes is way more in your face.
I've never really thought of that, but I think that it might be a slow a slow decline of maybe Snoopy and the Peanuts and everything. I just don't think so. I think they're going to do maybe like an extension, a few years extension or something, just because I saw Carowinds, they came out with a brand new, the Camp Snoopy and everything this past year and stuff and everything. And I mean, yeah, like you say, it'll be easy to change that kind of stuff out, but like, why would you put millions into all that theming and stuff and then all of a sudden just get rid of it?
Another thing you have to think about is everything that all of these parks are going to be doing for the next couple of years was thought out and paid for before the merger. They were already set in stone. They were already good to go.
And similar to that same point, why did Six Flags America spend millions on new trains for Superman and millions on redoing their steampunk district thing, whatever the heck they're calling it?
That's
only
true.
Only to close.
Yeah. But it'll be interesting to see and watch.
I think if there's only one thing that stays, we're going to separate Six Flags and Cedar Fair. I want to say it's going to be that. I feel like a lot of the Cedar Fair bigwigs are going to feel really icky about Six Flags Looney Tunes making their way into their parks. And I think a lot of Six Flags people would feel very icky about Peanuts and Snoopy making their way into
either
park.
that, or like I said, it's a whole ball and it's all trying to all come into one thing.
Or they are just heartless and don't care.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think you need to pay for two not relevant anymore kids IPs when you already have
why
one
don't we
that's
just
good for
drop
another
both of
20
them
years.
and get something that's actually relevant?
What's relevant? What's
I
relevant
don't
though?
know. I don't know, but it certainly ain't
Bring Bluey to the park.
Ooh,
No.
I mean that's relevant, but I don't know how. Like it'll be relevant for how long. That's the thing.
But yeah, I don't know what is relevant, but it certainly ain't Looney Tunes, and it definitely is not.
Unless they take a chapter out of like Lost Island and they create their own characters, but they think
I don't trust anybody in this company to be that. I'm sorry, I sound very negative, but I'm just saying that happening.
I mean, I don't know. Like you've got a bunch of giant characters. Oh, you can.
We're talking about the same people that have put Erie Estate out there untouched for 14 years straight.
No, I'm just thinking like outside the box. That'd be kind of cool to like think about like all of the roller coasters become like characters or something. I think I sent you a picture or something like that where you've got like a roller coaster icon for Millennium and Top Thrill and and maybe that could be something like that.
And all that, all for it, but I just don't see it happening.
Or they could just hire a firm, then they can be creative for Six Flags, and that'll be the new entity. No one's getting DC or anything. We're out of it, So, but
speaking of being creative,
yeah, I was gonna say you had an epic journey last week, Evan. You want to talk a little bit?
Yeah,
you finally out of all three of us, you were the last one to finally visit Epic Universe. I'm super excited to hear about what you thought.
I was the one that almost like just dropped everything and just said screw it and flew down for like a day back in like May.
Yeah,
because I was so antsy to go, but I didn't. And fast forward to August, I'm finally going. So we did 4 days, and the original plan was that we were going to do just one day at Epic Universe. We were probably going to do it Saturday, and I have my annual pass for there, and then I bought the pass holder day ticket because annual pass holders don't get into Epic Universe for free yet.
Right.
My mom, she bought the 3-day park to park ticket for Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios, and then that was going to come with an extra day at Epic Universe, like a 4th day. So that was the plan, right? 3 days at the original parks, 1 day at Epic. And Carson, I haven't even told you this yet. Couple weeks before our trip, we get a survey from Universal, basically saying, "Hey, we're trying out park to park tickets that include Epic Universe. Do you want to take part in this trial and then answer some questions afterwards?"
I heard about people doing this. So they gave you an extra day, right?
That's what they said they were going to do, but really what they did was just added Epic Universe onto our park to park ticket. So like my mom could have gone to Epic all 4 days if she wanted to.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
That didn't happen because I still had to pay for a ticket. So essentially we got buy one day, get one half off.
Okay.
So what we decided to do is we flew down Wednesday. We did Wednesday, Thursday at Island Studios, which we love. We've been there a million times. We've talked about them a million times on the show. Velocicoaster's awesome. Hagrid's is awesome. Mummy and Gringotts and all that fun stuff is awesome. Those parks are second to none, even before Epic Universe. And then we did Friday and Saturday over at Epic Universe, all day, every day. And good God, I'm still tired from it. But I guess, would it be cliche to say that it was indeed epic?
So give us like your super like high level review.
Let me try to. I get it. It's fantastic. It is fantastic. I was a little. It took me a minute to get it, quote unquote, because I couldn't get in the swing of it. I couldn't because we got there at Rope Drop and there's so many people and it was just a cluster to get anywhere and do anything. We went straight to Mario Super Nintendo Land. It was just like
rookie mistake.
It worked out perfectly. So
wow.
No, it was fine.
I take it back then.
So when I said that it's like if you had what is it, autism, like but on steroids and stuff, is it honestly on that, like it's oh my gosh, it's overload. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, Super Nintendo Land is by far the most
craziest
sensory overload.
Sensory overload. Yeah,
I've ever been in. But
it's crazy.
So I was just kind of like down. Like Super Nintendo is cool, but like, man, is this really all it's cracked up to be? Like, I couldn't like appreciate it because it was just so much going on in that first couple hours. Like so much. But as we spent more time and we were able to, look around and enjoy ourselves more and pace ourselves more, because if you go on a not busy day, which, fun fact, Friday, Saturday, and Sundays are the slowest days for whatever sense that makes.
I've only ever been on Sundays and it's been great, FYI.
Yeah. I think it's because those are the travel days, so not as many people are going to devote a full day to Epic, so why go to Epic at all then on those days? Go on Wednesday when you're there a full day. So if you go on one of those days, we had no problem getting on everything multiple times both days. So we were able to slow down, we were able to enjoy it, and I am a huge fan of Islands of Adventure. I probably will still say that's my favorite park, but that's more of just like, I don't know. It's more of a nostalgia thing. Just like, I don't want to say anything's better than Millennium at Cedar Point, because Epic Universe it's the best park ever built. It's so clearly the best park ever built. The immersion, the theming, the once I finally got the portals and like, so you go to this portal, you're so immersed, and then stepping back into Celestial Park, and it's just like a sigh of like relief and a breath of fresh air, and you could decompress and just like, it's beautiful. It's the whatever style architecture they use for Celestial Park is just gorgeous. I love it. So the portals really work in that regard. I really like having that ability to like be super immersed and then take a step back, and then super immersed and then step back. So yeah, I really, really, really like it. 24 hours between 2 days, and I think it raced for like 3 of those hours, which was just oof. So
see, and that's also weird because I've seen them outright close it rather than not duel it before.
It was not open. I mean, there was times where it just wasn't open, so that might have been part of that too.
That's kind of a bummer because
so like when it's not racing, it's fine. It's a good ride. Velocicoaster still murders it, but when it's racing,
oh yeah,
holy Nikes! That is one of the coolest coaster experiences I've ever had. And
with
then
it flying above you, and you just feel like you're able to touch the wheel bogies or the wheels or whatever.
and
Like, it's
thankfully,
insane.
the 2 times I did get to ride it while I was racing was at night. So you had the lights on the
Oh,
trains, and
yes.
it's coolest
So
coaster
good.
experience I've ever had personally. One of. And then I got Monsters Unchained in Dark Universe. Roller coasters aside, because you can't compare a ride like Monsters Unchained to Top Thrill 2 or Millennium or whatever. And of course, my dog decides now is the time to play. But, you can't compare this ride to those. But Monsters Unchained is the best ride ever built. And I will go down saying that right now. That is the best ride ever built. It is. The KUKA arm technology has been so well improved since Forbidden Journey was built in Islands of Adventure.
Yeah.
It's so fluid. It doesn't feel like herky jerky. The screens aren't going to make you sick looking at you stupid domed screens on Forbidden Journey. The animatronics are unreal when they work. We were mostly good. The only one that was consistently down was the first Victoria one in the opening scene, which was really awkward for first time riders because you're excited and you see the first Igor one, right? And then you roll into
boss.
Yeah. And then we roll into the Victoria lab and she's just stagnant. It's like, oh, is this ride not going to be good?
I'm sure that's a lot of upkeep to keep those things.
But the first time we rode, that Victoria was working, so we did get to see it. And Final Dracula and Mummy weren't working the first time we rode, and then those did work. So we did get every animatronic. It was just not, and the pre-shows weren't being used because this ride has such insane capacity.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Pre-show would slow it down. So, and I think they were broke anyways, but. The ride itself is just every time I rode it, and I rode it 9 times because it never had a line.
You didn't get to get evac'd off of it like Kyle, I, and Justin, huh?
Yeah.
No, but we did get stopped for 30 seconds staring Final Dracula in the face.
Okay, all right.
So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But every time I'd hit the turntable loading station and I'm clapping and giggling like a little kid every time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the werewolf effect. I won't spoil it, but the two, you see them and then you don't, then you see them.
So doesn't it feel like you were talking about the KUKA arm? Doesn't it feel like when it's very aggressive and if they throw you, you feel like you're being thrown, you're.
Yes, but
it feels good. It feels natural. It feels like it's supposed to happen. Like when it's whoa, and you're whoa,
But it also at the same time it was very okay, we want you to look here. Okay, now we want you to look here. Now we want you.
There's a lot of look here, look there, look everywhere kind of thing. It wasn't just stagnant. It was on
Forbidden Journey where you're doing the floaty thing and you're bobbing up and down, and it's just kind of.
You're trying to go from one set to the other set kind of thing, and you can feel that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was so much more comfortable than Forbidden Journey, and oh my God, I've watched the POV of that ride literally every day since I've come home because I miss it. It is so freaking good.
Mm-hmm.
That ride is worth the price of admission alone. And on top of it all, it's so easy to get on. A ride like that should be a 3-hour wait and it would still be worth it. But you walk on that thing every time and it's amazing. Even on busy days.
I have to ask you, what was your thought on the Donkey Kong?
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Really?
I love Donkey Kong.
You liked it.
Everybody says it's rough. It is, but it doesn't ruin the attraction.
I'm not saying the attraction aside. Did you think it was really real jerky and just
It was jerky, but you're on a minecart, so I thought of it as immersion.
Okay, maybe I just rode it too many times in a row I thought it was really fun. I really did. Did you do any of the crazy food or anything, or have any of the food over there?
We didn't do much of we didn't do the mac and cheese cones. I mean, I'm going to be there literally 15 days from now again for Horror Nights. We didn't do the mac and cheese cone. The big thing that we did was the Blue Dragon Pan Asian restaurant.
Ooh.
Expensive, very expensive, but unbelievably good.
Is that the SeaWorld or is that the what's it?
No, that's Atlantic.
Okay.
Blue Dragon is ramen, it's pot stickers, it's
Okay.
everything Asian.
Carson, Blue Dragon's the one by Helios.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like
Okay.
between Helios and Dark Universe.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Unreal. I mean, for 2 entrees and a thing of pot stickers, the bill after tip was $100.
Did you get to check out Toad's Cafe?
Yes, we did eat there. I had some chicken with lemon cream sauce. It was good. The restaurant itself was awesome. The food was fine. It was,
You didn't have the Bowser meatball or the challenge or
no.
whatever.
It was too freaking hot out for food like that.
And
Every
also,
day-
didn't we say that it's insane how there's no trees and it's hot as balls and
yeah, and the heat index every day was 105. It was pretty brutally hot, even more than like usual.
Mhm.
Nah,
Did you
that's-
see any of
that's
the
normal
shows?
this time of year, man?
No, we didn't see any of the shows.
Okay.
The Untrainable Dragon was having issues.
Oh.
We heard it was running in B mode, quote unquote, so the big finale wasn't happening. And
Oh yeah,
it
you want
was
to
like,
see the big finale. Mm-hmm.
and I've heard great things about the show in Ministry. I just don't care about the IP enough to waste my time on those and not go ride Monsters or Ministry. I'll probably see it the next time I'm there, but it just wasn't.
Lay Cirque
priority.
Arcanu is night and day better than Untrainable Dragon. I was so underwhelmed at Untrainable Dragon.
Really.
And I really don't care about the Fantastical Beasts IP at all. And I loved it. Like, if I go back with somebody and they're like, I want to see one of the shows, which one should we do? I'm taking them to Lay Cirque Arcanu over Untrainable Dragon.
And we'll probably see both of them the next time I'm there.
That's the one that in Harry Potter, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that one was really good. That was really
I'm
good.
sure it is. It wasn't the priority. But yeah, overall the park is
Untrainable Dragon is too much of a sing and dance show for me. I don't like those kind of shows.
I see, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it literally
That's fair.
all is a sing and dance show.
Yeah.
I guess the one show we saw was the Fountain finale show,
Yeah, that's a cool one.
which if you watched like the VIP or the grand opening ceremony thing, it was very similar to what they did with that, with all the different portals and they light up the fountains with the Mario music and then Harry Potter music and then How to Train Your Dragon. It was really, really cool. And the lights in Celestial Park are just jaw dropping the way that they sync up and they're beautiful. And whatever's better than LED lights is whatever they use there. They're gorgeous.
Did you ride I'm sure you did the like their merry-go-round or whatever it's called? I can't remember what it's called.
Constellation Carousel. Yeah, we rode it twice.
What was your thought?
It's odd. It's cool.
It's the weirdest carousel ever, I swear. I'm like,
it's
what
cool
is-
that it's synced up to the music that they play.
yeah, and it's cool that it's not just one, they play it a bunch of times, like, or not a bunch of times, but a bunch of different tracks.
There's like
which is
7
cool.
or 8 different tracks. Yeah, it was cool. It was fine. There's still some growing pains with the park. That's for sure. It's a new park. It's a bunch of new rides. There's definitely issues with downtime. There needs to be more rides, but the park, just for what it is just so fantastic. It's amazing, and I'm so blessed to have gone twice already, and I'm so blessed to be going again in 2 weeks, along with Halloween Horror Nights. It's really, really everything I'd ever hoped for. I got chills walking in for the first time because I'm like, damn, this has been 6 years since I first heard about this place being built, and it's like it's finally here. I'm finally walking through the gates, and it was everything I wanted it to be and even more. So
Yeah, and that's. I'm excited. I'm excited you got to do it, and like I said, it's a different park in itself. Just It's on a different level for sure.
Yeah, you can't even compare Islands to Epic Universe. It's different. It's different and cool and amazing, and
It's got its own vibe. It's just, yeah, I would 100% agree. It's completely different for sure.
And the queue lines, well, the 3 indoor queue lines are just holy shit. The Monsters Unchained, Battle of the Ministry, and even Mario Kart.
Yeah, you feel like you're in the.
Oh my god.
You feel like you're in, Bowser's Castle.
Ministry specifically, the actual sense of foreboding and dread that I got because of the characters on the wanted signs on the walls and Umbridge's like video playing in like the main ministry room, like right when you first walk, like it genuinely had like a creepy dark cloud vibe over that ride because of Dolores Umbridge. And it might just be the actress is so good at what she does, but oh my God, like this is a queue line.
Yeah.
Like that's not what you expect or even need. I can't wait to go back. I will happily go and wait an hour in line for Mario Kart, for Monsters Unchained, but that won't happen because it'll only have a 10-minute wait. And Battle of the Ministry, because it's just like the immersion and just the stand and look around aspect is just insane.
I would agree. Good stuff.
And I can't wait to go back. And also, but the main reason I'll be going back next in 2 weeks, and what we will be talking about almost exclusively next week, is Halloween Horror Nights. I know we're a Six Flags Cedar Point show, but we always talk about Horror Nights extensively because Kyle lives in Florida. We all love Horror Nights, and it's amazing. So we're going to go through all 10 of the houses, and next week give our hype lists. And then I believe once we record, Kyle will probably be going to opening night the following night. I don't know what Kyle's plans are, but
more than likely, yes. He hasn't figured out how he's going to do it yet, but more than likely, yes.
And then I and our friend Jared and my girlfriend will all be down there the following weekend. So yeah, next week's going to be all about Halloween Horror Nights. And if there's any crazy break, well, I guess
we'll talk a little bit about
a week from now is Kings Island's announcement. So if we want to hold till Thursday, we can talk about Kings Island and then get into Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
for sure. That sounds extremely extremely fun. I can't wait for. I mean, I can, but I'm still excited for, September and visiting, Halloween Horror Nights and stuff. I know, just a little behind the curtain for me. I've been watching Terrifier, trying to get
ready for Horror Nights.
Right. Because I heard it's like all 3 of the movies or whatever are going to be in that haunted house, and so if anybody's never seen Terrifier, holy crap, is it gory and messy?
Don't watch with your kids,
and just it might give you nightmares.
It's rated R for a reason.
Boy, oh boy, is it ever? But yes, the other thing I wanted to touch on really quick, I did yesterday post on our Facebook page that we're currently accepting photo submissions for our 2026 CP Rundown calendar. If you want to go over to our Facebook page, read all the rules. For the love of God, stop sending me selfie photos with the park in the background. They look great. They look awesome, but nobody wants to have... I
don't want to look at your family hanging on my wall for a month. I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah. So follow the rules. And it's very detailed. It's not hard. If you take a picture with your iPhone or your Samsung Galaxy and stuff, I'm sure it makes it. Just don't send it on the comment form or on the comment on that, or also through Messenger and things like that, because it dubs it down. It dubs down the quality a lot. So make sure you email it. Then also make sure you catch Evan and I at our the ride takeover tomorrow, which would be, or today, whatever you want to call it, this Friday, and it'll be at Top Thrill 2, and we are going to meet at 9:40 p.m. On the grandstand side over by the freestyle. Look for Evan and I, or just a big group of people that are ready to rock and roll and ride.
Ready to go.
Ready to go. Right. Yeah. Top Thrill 2, just before the park closing at at 10 p.m. Speaking of park closing, this wasn't in our notes as well. The park is actually, I don't know if we remember talking about this, but the park is going to be closing on November 2nd instead of the 1st. So they are going to be closing on that Sunday, which is not what they originally
planned. They added an extra day.
Yeah. So there's also that too. I'm excited. Another day. Why not?
Another 10 hours of Millennium and Top Thrill and Siren's Curse. Woo-woo.
Yeah, for sure. Kyle, do you have anything to add, or we can close this out and then talk about our HHN picks and everything next week?
Yeah, I'm going to close this out. I don't have anything to talk about. It's late, and we'll talk next week about everything Horror Nights, and that's all I have.
Yep, what Kyle said, Epic Universe rocks. See you at Top Thrill 2 tomorrow.
And make sure that you rate us, and also make sure you have everyone follow us. We really appreciate that. And see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for tuning in to the Rundown on Fun. Don't forget to follow us on social media for all the latest updates from Six Flags Entertainment. And remember, always be kind to your ride operators. See you soon.